All right. Welcome to, Mondays, you're getting 2 episodes. Okay. I am doing a special edition every single Monday, a recap of season 18, Sister Wives. So last night of Sister Wives, we had season 18, episode 2. Oh, my Lord. I mean, Robyn has never been in or has never truly been in a plural marriage. I mean, shots were fired. Shots were fired last night. Thanks for nothing was the title of last night's episode. So we have tons to cover here because finally I feel like the show is getting a little bit better, but of course the feedback online has been mixed. So setting the scene, season 18, episode 1, fans were not happy. And I had to say, I wasn't happy either. The show was way behind. Now, clearly we saw last night, they were filming the Thanksgiving meal. So they filmed this a year ago, which is typical. I mean, typical-ish. That's a long time, almost a year ago. I mean, a lot has gone down. Now, they have picked cameras up several times. They were picking cameras up in the spring when Christine moved in with David Woolley. There's a lot of rumor and speculation that the finale of season 18 will be Christine Brown's wedding. We'll see. To David Woolley. And that is, there's also been the rumor, and now I believe it after watching episode 1 and 2 of Sister Wives, season 18, is that they're going to test the interest from the audience based on Christine's wedding numbers and the time she's with Janelle. Could they carry their own show? I do think that fans are right. I mean, I think this show is a little in trouble. It is. It's dark. It's negative. It's not fun. And to be honest with you, last night was covering Thanksgiving, okay? Covering supposed to be like an epic gift exchange gone wrong between the kids. And somehow Robyn kind of got involved. Well, we know how she got involved, I'll tell you. And, also setting the scene for Janelle and Cody's epic fight, which is going to happen on next week on episode 3, where we know, of course, Janelle's no longer with him. And then Mary, but last night's episode, initially too covered Christine and Cody at the Mexican restaurant. And a lot of people had very strong feelings about that. First of all, did you guys all see this? That apparently Christine picked up the check from the Mexican restaurant. People are saying a lot about that. And I'll tell you, I don't know the true finances of Robyn and Cody. Reportedly, and even I know like Peyton Brown, their own kids have said, and Gwendolyn, obviously Gwendolyn has a huge thriving Patreon and YouTube subscription paywall, that Cody, I kind of like Rhodey and Robyn have always been huge spenders. Big spenders. Robyn loves nice things. Cody loves nice things. I mean, they do have a beautiful house. They have cars. They have, multiple kids. They go on trips. We know they were in Vegas. They were in Mexico. So their spending habits apparently are ferocious. But he's making a fortune on Cameo too. I mean, Cody does a lot of cameos for somebody that's supposedly hated. So people's eagle eyes picked up that Christine picked up the check. And then people also found it very tasteless that when they went to leave the Mexican restaurant, Cody pushed his chair back and never pushed the chair back in. I have to agree with everybody on that. I've got to say that is sort of taqué. I mean, it is push your chair in. They noticed that Christine did. And everybody, I mean, Christine continues to win fans everywhere because she is so over it. She's so over it. She laughs at what's Cody's excuse for not seeing the kids now? I mean, she sort of laughs at his narcissism, which, for a narcissist is I mean, game over. They hate to hear that. But people they're loving Christine. They're loving her. She's fan favorite. So is Janelle. I loved, somebody made a comment on social media. Look at Mary. She shows up for her 10-second confessional and collects that check. Get it, Mary? I would love that too. I mean, Mary was on 10 seconds of the show last night. Will she be on more? Yeah, because we're going to see her later on. Obviously, she leaves Cody as well. So, I thought the interesting part at that Mexican restaurant and the dinner between Cody and Christine, or the lunch, was he now wants grief counseling or breakup counseling. I highly doubt this is ever going to happen. Obviously, we've seen over the years, and Christine has said it, Cody has said numerous times that they should go to therapy. They never do. Yeah. I mean, I do think I get that it's very frustrating. I think from Christine and Janelle's point of view, I'm not sure Mary is quite so aware. And I think she has probably different attachment issues because she was Cody's number one. But I think over the years, Cody has tried to make these efforts to be involved with Janelle and Christine. But the truth is he's in love with Robyn. Like, and by the way, can we also just talk about, I know they came on television, and of course, reality TV is the kiss of death to all marriages. Most. Sometimes you can be like Lisa Vanderpump and Ken. And I think Lisa Vanderpump and Ken, it works because they're so much older. They're so in the game. They know it. So Lisa and Harry Hamlin, I think they realize how, I don't want to say fake because these things are really happening in their lives, but they realize it's such a game that you're only going to be edited a certain way. I'm sure there's probably even a lot more redeemable qualities about Cody Brown, but we're never going to see those because Cody is the narcissistic guy who wants to lead his family. He wants everyone to bow down to him, whether this is 100% accurate or not. And when you listen to my show, unlike, I just cannot get into these hardcore bloggers and podcasters who do digging on these people. I'm sorry, I'm not into it. I watch this as a fan of something that is escapism. And also hopefully with some compassion that these people are people. And many of them have never even watched. Now, they've been on not 18 years, but they've had 18 seasons of Sister Wives. So they're well seasoned to know this, right? And I give credit to Cody and Robyn for even continuing to be on because they're never going to be painted as great people. I don't think, unless they really do have this complete separation. Janelle, Christine get a spinoff, Cody and Robyn cast these other sister wives that are probably going to be fans to some extent, or they're going to be, maybe women from other countries that don't fully speak the language and they're just going to be like thrilled to be with Cody. Okay. But Christine and Janelle and Mary, they have grown. Okay. They have grown in front of the TV. They've read y'all comments. They've met new men. They ain't interested. All right. So, Cody's never going to get a different edit. We're never going to see that. But I do try to give them a little bit of grace. And I'm sure for Christine and Janelle, it's so frustrating because he does seem to be completely in love with Robyn. So we move past the Mexican restaurant. And the big thing that leads into is this gift exchange that's going to happen between all the kids. Now, I will say Robyn is getting a little bit of credit for this because people are like, hold up. So like Janelle's kids and Christine kids wanted to initiate this gift exchange with Robyn's kids. They start texting and then Robyn gets involved to make sure it happens. But Robyn's getting all the blame for it going south. I think you can see that two ways, right? You can see that as, is Robyn just being controlling and wants to make sure her kids get what they deserve and get something from their siblings? Or is Robyn genuinely trying to help? I mean, I do think we got to extend a little bit of grace. But people do not have any grace for Robyn. They're like, she's manipulative. Well, I shouldn't say that. They do. That was the conversation online. So wait a second. Robyn's trying to help, wants this to happen, and then y'all are shitting all over her. One for you, Robyn. One for you, Raw Dog. So the gift exchange doesn't happen. Now, people are very pissed about this scene because why not show the texts? Great point. Why are we not seeing the text? And can I also say this about this show, the episode 2? And I would love to know what's really going on. This is TLC's hit show. When I tell you guys, I know for a fact the ratings on this show are bigger than RHOBH. Okay, so Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is getting close to 2 million actual viewers. So does Sister Wives. That's an enormous audience now in 2023. They have a budget for this. Half of the time, this show is now being filmed on their cell phones. I don't care if Cody's terrified of, COVID or whatever bullshit. You've signed up for a show, you're going to film, you want to get paid. We're going to have real camera crews. Half the time, Cody's got a camera in his face. He's so close. It looks like he's doing it on Zoom. That scene with Christine and Peyton, her son, where she's teaching him how to make grandma's tapioca pudding or something. You can't even hear them. They're not even mic'd up. They set up a cell phone. That is so lazy, the production. Well, everybody also thought it was lazy. Why aren't we seeing the text messages about the gift exchange so we can answer for ourselves? This is why I do think this show is a little bit in trouble. We're getting from people, I said it last week when I gave my recap of the first episode on Real Housewives of New York, we're getting real people's lives, the tears, their parents' issues. We're going deep. We're now going surface with Sister Wives. When it's time to get deep, cast members aren't. And another example of that is when Christine makes that famous line now where she essentially says, Robyn has never had to be a real sister wife and never had to really be in a plural family, meaning that Robyn's never had to make the sacrifices that they had. Is that Robyn's fault? I don't know. Robyn sort of came in, she's the fourth wife. Like, honeys, I could have told you when I went back and watched season 1, I could have told you from the second that girl walked in the door, like, she a abusive relationship. Like, bitch was going to do whatever she had to do to solidify Cody. And she did. Is that her fault? Or did we let the fox in the hen house? I'm just saying. But people were upset at that scene where Christine said Robyn, she was basically going to go in on Robyn, right? Because they all really have a lot of deep resentments on Robyn, which very well could be totally justified. All right. And then she stops. She goes, this isn't helpful. No, like, you guys are on a fucking reality show. Like, we want to know, this is it. Like, you guys might have a couple more seasons in you, and maybe Christine knows something we don't. Like, she's definitely getting that spinoff. But like, tell us what Robyn is really like. God, that was so annoying. Just the lack of production, and then the lack of, like, why isn't a producer going, no, wait a second, Christine, no, like, tell us more. Like, what is it specifically? I thought that was such a lost moment of last night's episode. You know, and of course, that scene where Christine is with Cody, they basically go, well, we wanted to be on television to show the world how polygamy was so great. Now it doesn't work. I'm like, I could have told you that. What the fuck? I mean, it is so backwards. Y'all, if you are listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to be a polygamist, don't bother. What a waste. And I love how people always argue, oh, monogamy isn't natural. Really? Well, watch this show as an example of polygamy not being natural. Like, it's hard enough to make one relationship and spend your life with one person, let alone 4. I don't know. Say it, Christine. That's all I can say. Say it, girl. And then the third scene, because everything sort of, you know, is played out like, well, I should say 4. There was 4 scenes because the last part of the show is setting up Janelle's confrontation with Cody. But the other big thing last night was Aurora, Robyn's daughter, who is Cody's daughter by adoption. Aurora wants to get her ears pierced. And she's like 17 years old, 18 years old. So Cody's going to go with her. And they have this whole discussion about getting their ears pierced. And Cody didn't like it. But the women, Janelle and Robyn, kept their ears pierced. Mary never got hers. Oh, and by the way, come to find out, Cody, being the hypocrite that he was, got his ear pierced, his one ear pierced when he was in high school, because lo and behold, he always wanted to be famous. And I do love that. Like, if you're listening and you've always wanted to be famous, it happens. So, you know, if you've always, when you were little, if you always had that desire to be famous, to be on camera, you need to pursue it, because it will happen. Big Ed has been on my show. He had that feeling. He always knew he was going to be famous. Teresa Giudice, famously, Nene Leakes, Cody Brown, what great examples. And how about those 4 as role models for your fame? But it does happen. I'll tell you, if you've got that feeling, really, you know what I'm talking about, that gut feeling, you're meant to be. So Cody always wanted to be famous, always wanted to be a showboat, always wanted to be the star. Gets his ear pierced in high school. His mom cries. And then, of course, he, being the, you know, upstanding religious person that he was, none of them go to church now. Oh, surprise, surprise. Gets, you know, takes it out and doesn't want any of the other women to get it pierced. Now, a lot of people go, oh, if they want us, meaning production, to get excited about an ear piercing storyline, like, we're all fucked. Other people are like, how awful that he never had this experience with any of his other daughters, because he obviously has lots. And people found it to be rather creepy that at the end of getting her ears pierced, Cody says, I appreciate how Aurora has respected me as the man of the household, as the father, as the head of, you know, our entire family. Essentially taking shots at all the other kids that may have gone and done things like everybody does. and experimented in life or whatever, he is basically giving her complete praise for her submissiveness. And people are like, oh, this is creepy. She doesn't even know that she's part of this submissive, like weird cult situation. Look, to each their own. It's a very quick scene. She obviously seems very thrilled to have her ears pierced. And lastly, in the fourth part of the show, Christine comes over and starts sitting down with Janelle and is like, well, what's your marriage like with Cody? Christine's like, bitch, bitch, this is going the way of Tammy Slayton and Caleb Willingham. May he rest in peace, R.I.P. They got divorced, by the way, before he suddenly passed, which was very sad. But Janelle's like, it ain't good. My boys don't want to speak to him. Cody doesn't want to like extend an olive branch. They're all at the age where they don't want to like talk to him if he's not going to extend. I'm like, y'all, yeah, it's not good. And we know what the next scene is going to be, where they argue, and then Christine tells him, fuck you. And he goes, fuck you. And then they walks out of the apartment. I'm ready for that. Of course, we already know how it ends. I mean, I do agree with everybody going, oh, all right, enough. Like, let's speed. Are we going to learn anything new? And I'm nervous. I feel like the last couple of episodes of this season are going to be exceptional, but I don't feel like we're going to learn anything new until then. Because I think at the end, we're going to learn, I think it's going to be interesting. I think she's been pretty close-lipped how she met David's family. Apparently half of David's kids want to be on television, half don't. This could be good, I think. And I have to imagine Cody and Robyn are very nervous behind the scenes, because how are they going to keep this show? How are they going to carry it? So that's the big, recap from last night. I did think that episode 2 was much better than episode 1. Episode 1 was extremely slow. So there's that. Okay. On Wednesday's show, I do TLC talk. A lot to get to. Oh, God, some Welcome to Plathville tea. Barry Plath fucking looking so hot. Oh my God, Barry Plath's going to be beating him off with a stick. Also, I do have other Sister Wives tea that I'll get to on Wednesday, including Mary's daughter secretly getting married and then the wedding being outed. People have mixed feelings about that. So I'll get to all that. In the meantime, follow me on TikTok at The Sarah Fraser Show, Instagram at The Sarah Fraser Show. And I put out new episodes every single day. You can also continue the conversation on my Reddit, which is reddit.com/r/The Sarah Fraser Show.